Well, last week you wrote to Prime Minister Theresa May and you called for the legal authority to hold a rerun of the 2014 referendum for independence. But the Prime Minister made it clear that she won't enter into negotiations for another vote. So why do you think that Theresa May is ever going to change her mind?
Well, I think the fact that she is trying to stand in the way of a democratic referendum where Scotland, in light of Brexit, can choose the path we take, probably suggests she's a bit worried about not winning that argument. But we're at a crossroads. The UK is at a crossroads right now, and as part of that, so is Scotland. And we can go down one path, the Brexit path, that I fear will lead to the UK becoming more inward-looking and isolationist, or we can decide that we want to continue to be an open, welcoming, diverse, tolerant country, a small country, but one that wants to play our part in the world. I believe countries should govern themselves, but I also believe in the interdependence of nations. The world we live in means that none of us can deal with certain challenges alone. So I want Scotland to be a good society at home, but I want us to play our part in being a good society, contributing to a good society globally as well. And that's the choice we face. And I don't believe that that choice should be made for Scotland. I think we should make the choice of what direction we take in the future for ourselves.
Well, obviously there are some who feel that, that ship has sailed, that 2014, you had a referendum in Scotland to break away from England. The Scots voted in the end to stay with England. Then, of course, new scenario, Brexit happens, and you want to now resurrect the referendum and vote again. The question is, why would the Scots decide this time that they're going to vote for it?
It's a really good question. Before I answer it, independence for Scotland is not about breaking away from England. It's about creating, across the British Isles, of which Scotland will always be a part, a genuine partnership of equals, where Scotland can govern ourselves and play that part in the world I was talking about. The question, though, is a fair one. Scotland had an independence referendum less than 3 years ago. But in that referendum, one of the big debates was about Scotland's membership of the European Union. And those who argued against independence said that if we decided to become independent, we would be thrown out of the European Union. Scotland couldn't be a member. And yet here we are less than 3 years later, and we face being taken out of the European Union against our democratically expressed will. So the circumstances have changed. And in those new circumstances, I think it's right that people in Scotland can look at the alternative futures on offer and decide which one is best for our interests and which one we think enables us to play the role in the world that we want to play.